everybody. How are you guys today? I am super excited because I have the one and only award winning Cyrus Webb hanging out with us on today. You guys know him as a media personality, but he's also an author, and it is just an honor to be able to hang out with him today and talk about his new release. You guys already know what to do. Like, tag, and share to tell a friend to come on down to the cafe because we're hanging out with Cyrus Webb on today. Not only that, guys, it is more than book talk, it is a literary cafe experience. First off, Cyrus Webb, welcome to the cafe, my friend.
Thank you so much, Angela. Thank you so much for the
And
invite. Really glad
also,
to be here.
Cyrus, you're so welcome. And of course, Cyrus, you know the famous lines. Introduce yourself to the people.
Well, as you said, I'm Cyrus Webb. I am known mostly as a media personality, as you
Cyrus,
said. Also glad to be an
really,
author, but
really.
honestly, but Angela, just like you, I'm a lover of people, a lover of books, lover of conversations, and I'm so glad I get to wake up every day and do what I love.
I love that. I love that. With Cyrus, again, welcome, my friend, to the cafe. Guys, let me just tell you, we will be sharing with you in just a moment how you can get your hands on a copy of his new book. But it is called, and Cyrus, I've been having to practice, okay? Inevitable.
Okay,
Okay,
that's it. That is
inevitable.
it.
This is Cyrus
Yeah,
Webb's new book, guys. Say it slow. I won't say it fast because you might get tripped up. But Cyrus, I definitely want for you to
yeah,
share with us before we even kind of get into the book. Tell us
yeah.
about that title. Was that your original working title, or did it just come along? How did you come up with that title, Inevitable?
Well, Angela, I have to be honest with you. I never planned on writing this book.
Oh,
I'm a yeah, I'm a person who I like to do the work. I don't take a lot of time, probably like yourself, in reflecting on the journey. I just like to get up every day and do the work. But honestly, as I turned 50 this year. And
all
when I
right
was
now.
reflecting on my life, yeah, when I was reflecting on my life, Angela, I realized that 30 years ago, I tried to, to take my own life. And for myself, in reflecting on that, I thought about what led me to that moment, Angela, and what led me to that moment of trying to take my life. I should mention for the third time, that was my third attempt. That actually ended me in the hospital while I was living in New York at the time. I realized that I was becoming exactly the person I didn't think I could be.
Mhm.
And so
Wow.
I grew up being told that I was going to do well, that I was going to be someone who was going to be successful. I didn't believe it. But it was at that
Mm.
point when I woke up at the age of 20 and realized, and then looked at my life, I realized this path was inevitable. That I became exactly what other people saw in me that I didn't see in myself. So that's how the title of the book came about, and also a great a Matrix reference from Matrix Revolutions, where Neo said to Mr. Smith, "It's inevitable," at the end, and because this is the path that it was supposed to be, and that's what I realized about my life.
Wow, wow, Cyrus, thank you for sharing that with
Mhm.
us as well. And I'm glad that sometimes, and I know Cyrus, you can definitely relate to this. Sometimes, you said that this was a book that you definitely didn't plan to write or what have you. But when it's God's timing, when it's time for your
Mhm.
story to be told, when it's time
Yeah.
for you to make that presentation, I'm sure that it flowed because this was your time to tell that story as
Mhm.
well. Now, Cyrus, before you spill some more tea, we have to talk about this cover. I was like, okay, Cyrus, I see you. I see you now. Got the tuxedo on. Tell us about
Yeah.
the cover.
Yeah, so let me tell you what's crazy. And it's so funny, Angela. I've had to get out of my own way
Okay.
so many times. And for myself, the cover again was the perfect representation of what I just mentioned about becoming the person I didn't think. If you had told me I would be, speaking across the country and traveling across the country, covering events and doing all that, I never would have saw that for myself. That was not the dream for me.
Wow.
And so when I was thinking about the name, I wanted something that was really reflective of that with the cover. And that picture seemed to be the perfect representation for it.
I love it. It is perfect. It is perfect. Now, Cyrus, we're gonna kind of dig a little bit deeper in here, and of course, you can spill as much tea as you would like. Guys,
Yeah.
if you're just joining us, we are hanging out with the one and only Cyrus Webb on today, talking about his new book. It is hot off the press, Inevitable. We'll be sharing with you in just a moment how you can get your hands on a copy of it. And of course, guys, it is the holiday season, and gifts, books make great gifts as well. So, of course, you can also add Cyrus' book to your gift giving as well. And of course, he's gonna probably mention it. You can also get it from Amazon. That's a little
Right.
inside joke. Cyrus, Cyrus is the Amazon man. Okay, I love it. Now, Cyrus, you have worn many hats: media personality, influencer, motivational speaker, and the list goes on. But in this book, you call yourself a survivor. Why was that important to lead with survivor?
And that's a great question, Angela. And to be honest with you, the reason being is because I could not have achieved any of the things I you just named off without being that.
Mhm.
Because we live in an
Mm.
interesting time, as you know, that there are people who started as in media that are no longer doing it. There are people who started off,
Mm.
doing different things like speaking and teaching that are no longer doing it, right? I realized I
Mhm.
had
Mhm.
to be a survivor in order to be able to achieve anything long term. So many people are just looking for that viral moment or looking for that get rich quick thing. I've always wanted to have a lifestyle. I mean, what I do is
Mm.
not just something I pick up, it's who I am. And so that is where the survival come from. Also, I'm very honest, and I talk about it in the book, Angela. I begin every day at zero
Mm.
because honestly, that is
Wow.
how all of us should be living. What happened
Mhm.
yesterday
Mhm.
is not going to get me through today. I may have
Mm.
been a
It's a new
survivor
day.
yesterday, out of bed, the next day. So I think we all have to stay in survivor mode in order to thrive in
Mhm.
anything that we're doing.
Wow. Cyrus, let me tell you, you are dropping some gems for the people on today. Guys, if you're just joining us, hanging out with Cyrus Webb, of course, if you have a question or two for him, put it in the comment section. We like to be interactive here, and we will be sharing with you how you can get your hands on a copy of his new book, Inevitable, which is what we're talking about today. Now, you shared a little bit about what inspired you to write this story, and we talked just a little bit, a little surface of why you had to get the story out and that the time was now, what have you. But was there a moment, like if you had to think about it, was there a moment when you knew that now was the right time to tell this story?
Yes, and I hope I don't cry. So let me tell you. I made an announcement in July, Angela, about what I'm building here in my home state of Mississippi, being
Hmm.
a bookstore and in my own physical office. That will be actually cutting the ribbon on that next year.
Really?
And I was riding with my mom to look at the property, and we were talking about it. And Angela, my mom said to me, "Cyrus, this is going to be so great. I hope I'm here to see it."
Wow.
And you know, it, regardless of what you achieve, that very fact that one thing, this reminds me of my own mortality. And one thing I heard someone say recently about not giving the grave any of my gifts. And I
Mm.
realized that this had to be the time because this is the only time I have. And so if it was
Mm-hmm.
going to be done, I can't say, oh, it'll happen in 2026 or I do it in
Yeah.
2030. I have to take advantage of now. So that's what made me really say, okay, I have to go ahead and do this.
Wow, Cyrus, let me just tell you that is amazing. And sometimes, you know, when I look at the different things that you're doing, or what have the Guinness Book of World Records, you just did that, and just some amazing things too. And even with you sharing with us just a little while ago that you wake up every morning at zero, and
Yeah.
that how you go through your day and the things that you are accomplishing, as well. And for you to say that, wow, that was a whole moment to say, you know
Yeah.
what, let me tell this story. And guys, this is an amazing story. Definitely put it on your TBR. I will be sharing with you. His new book is called Inevitable, as well. And so, Cyrus, You talked a little bit about Mississippi, your
Hmm.
home state,
Hmm.
how it shaped your way that you see like your resilience and your storytelling, or what have you. But again, if you could just tell us a little bit more of why Mississippi is home, like that is home base for you.
Yeah, and I'm always glad to talk about Mississippi, Angela, because I think my story is everyone's everyday story. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. People will look at when I first started traveling, which was in 2016. I would tell people where I was from, and people would say, Mississippi, and you still live there? And they would ask me questions, and I really thought they were joking, but they were being serious. Like, you all have an airport there? And I'm like, yeah, we have we have an airport. Yeah, we do. And so I realized that Mississippi typically makes the news for all the wrong things. And so what I want to do, and there are other people like me, so I'm not the only one, Angela, but I want to show people that we are more than what people say we are as a state and as a people.
Mhm.
And for me to achieve what I have in broadcasting and in the offline audience that I have here in this state, for me to achieve it here where people have such a low perception of us, I hope
Mhm.
should give everyone some pause, no matter if they live in the little town in Utah, or wherever they may
Mhm.
live, and say, you know what? If Cyrus can do that in Mississippi, then what can I do where I'm from? A lot of times we think we have to go
Mm.
out to achieve something. I want to show people you can be able to blossom exactly where you are. So I
Yeah.
love the travel. All of that is great. But I'm always so glad to come back here because this is the state that made me. This is the state that made me who I
Mhm.
am, that gave me my resilience, gave me my start.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
wouldn't be who I am today and have the appreciation for it, Angela, if it was not for Mississippi.
I love that. I love that. And we have Miss Jacqueline Cox hanging out with us. She said Cyrus is
Hey,
phenomenal.
Jacqueline.
Yes, he is. I love it. Thank you so much
You're
for joining
phenomenal
us.
too,
And we have
Jacqueline. Appreciate you
Kimberly.
being with us.
She shared that Mississippi, that it is a gem. There are gems
Mhm.
from Mississippi, is what she's saying. And of course, guys, Cyrus Webb
Yeah.
is one of them gems that she's speaking of as well. Now, Cyrus, of course, we're gonna keep digging a little deeper. We're gonna keep digging a little deeper.
Mhm.
You've been very candid in this book, Inevitable, about depression and about suicide attempts. What gave you the courage to turn those experiences into a book that's meant to inspire others?
For one thing, I realized not enough people who look like me talk about this. I first
Mm.
started talking about depression and my suicide attempts, Angela. That's actually, honestly, the first time I was in the newspaper in 1999 here in my home
Mhm.
state of Mississippi. I made the decision to talk about it because I realized people looked at me and didn't realize, you've heard the saying, I don't look like what I've been through. And
Mhm.
people would
Mhm.
look at me and think, oh, you have all this stuff, you have this. And I'm like, you just have no clue. Like, I'm a walking disaster. And so I wanted to share that because I wanted people to know it doesn't have to define you,
Yeah.
but also you can work through it. And so that's what I've been able to do. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Angela, this year has tested me psychologically because there have been many times I have tried to um, keep myself from reverting back to self-sabotage, which I talk about in my
Mm.
book. Because I realize, and I'm going to actually read an excerpt for you guys later, that I'm my own worst enemy. I can admit
Mm.
that. And so a lot of
Wow.
times we try to blame other people for what we don't do. I realize the person who is keeping me from doing the things I could do is the person in the mirror.
Wow. And Cyrus, I'm glad that you mentioned self sabotage, which actually leads me into my next question, because self
Mhm.
sabotaging is something that many people struggle with, but they struggle with it quietly, you know?
Yeah,
But how did you recognize that in yourself that you were self sabotaging, and what steps helped you to break free of that?
yeah, I love that question. So for me, it is realizing when people would ask me, Cyrus, why aren't you doing X, Y, or Z? I mean, I would have
Hmm.
the tools to do it. And I
Hmm.
could
Hmm.
easily use an excuse that, well, I'm waiting on such and such to finish such and such, or I'm waiting on, on spring. you know, but I
Operate on
realized,
freeze.
yeah, but I'm realizing the reason I'm not doing it is because I'm not ready. And Angela, here's the thing has that really has helped me through all of this is that
Mhm.
it was the fear of the unknown that was
Oh.
paralyzing me. But it was the fear of
Mm.
the unknown of the success. I've never had a problem with failure. I've always wondered if this works, oh crap. what what's going to happen then?
Oh.
Because and I know that's
Yeah.
odd, but I'll give you an example of why that's bothered me. I have seen people, I know people personally who have won the lottery and gone bankrupt, who've been gifted houses and end up being
Mm.
homeless. And I think to myself, how did you
Mhm.
get this opportunity and then end up in this place? And then it dawned on me that the opportunity is only part of it. It's what you do after the opportunity that matters. And
Wow. Yeah, that's
I
true.
never wanted to squander any goodwill that was given to me or any success that I
Mhm.
got. And so I've been very intentional about when something happens, appreciating that, but not living in it, not
Mhm.
giving everything to that. Because as I mentioned, there's always tomorrow and anything can happen
Yeah.
tomorrow. And we've heard of too many people with wealth and influence that take themselves out when something happens, like the stock market crashes, or
Mhm.
spousely, And I never wanted to end up in that situation. So that is one thing that has kind of helped me to pause and to say, you know what? Not only why am I doing this and what do I want, but what am I going to do with it?
Wow. Oh my goodness, Cyrus. You are dropping some gems. Guys, if you're just joining us, we're hanging out with Cyrus Webb on today, talking about his new book, Inevitable. Guys, it is a good one. We'll be sharing with you in just a moment how you can get your hands on a copy. And of course, guys, if you have a question or a comment or a statement, put it in the comment section. We like to be interactive here at the cafe. And of course, guys, if you would definitely let Cyrus know that we are so excited for him about his new release that came out recently, and it is hot off the press. Now, Cyrus, I want to ask you this. This is kind of a little bit, we're going to, like I said, we're getting a little bit deeper, and you are just spilling great tea on today. But I want to ask you, what was the hardest chapter in this book, Inevitable, for you to write, if you can spill tea on that?
Mhm.
And what did you learn about yourself in the process? So, kind of a twofold question there.
Okay, this is a big one. What I'm about to tell you.
Oh,
This is something I don't talk about a lot.
okay.
One of the most difficult chapters, but I feel like one of the realest chapters, Angela, is about why I'm single.
Wow.
And so I grappled with talking about this because I wanted to be honest,
Mhm.
but I also wanted to be mindful of not everyone's going to have my own perspective. And
Mhm.
so the chapter basically is about I'm too selfish to be with anybody else. I I
Hmm.
enjoy
Interesting.
I enjoy my time. I enjoy the fact that I can work 12, 13, 14 hours a day if I want to. I enjoy the
Mhm.
fact I am free of any responsibility to anyone else. And I enjoy
Mhm.
the fact that I am a person, even as a child, I talk about this in the book, Angela. I've never been one who needed to be around people. In fact, if you look at childhood pictures of me, which I have some in the book, even when the kids were all holding hands, like my cousins, I was a person who really didn't like to. It's very obvious, even in the pictures, that, and I tell a story in the book, Angela, that part of my
Okay.
punishment growing up, I would have to go outside and play. That was part of my punishment because I would just stay in my room and read. I have
Oh,
never been a
wow.
person who, yeah, I've never been a person who needed a lot of attention. Even when I was being breastfed, my mom would talk about after I was full, I would push her away. And so I've always been this person. And so even though growing up, people say you're going to make a good husband, you're going to be a good provider, and I thought, and I really started buying into that, thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to be good, I'm going to be loyal. And then I thought about, I don't really want that. I don't want that. I don't even want
Okay.
pets. I don't even want pets. And so because that's too much responsibility. And so I talk about
Okay.
not being selfish and how if more people were honest about their own selfishness, the rate of divorce would be cut. If we were more honest about how we feel about our own space, we would not have so much
Mm,
heartbreak. And I realized that
mm,
I am one of the happiest people I know because I'm able to
mm-hmm.
wake up and go to bed without dreading, oh, I have to go pick up the kids. I have to stop working to, my wife's going to expect me to do this. I have to remember anniversaries. I'm free of all of that. And I can just live in
Mm-hmm.
the world that God has allowed me to create. And it is the most peaceful thing, Angela, I could ever do.
Mm.
I sometimes feel guilty in talking to my friends because I hear them talk about their situations and I think to myself, oh my goodness, I'm so glad that's not not me, because they have this restraint. Now, that's why I said I want it was hard for me because some people will look at that and say, well, but you're closing the door on what could be this. You could find someone. I don't want to find anyone. So that's the whole point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And what we do sometimes, especially as men, we feel like, well, I don't want people talking about, why I'm single. I don't care. I'm happy. That is the main
Mm-hmm.
thing to me is my happiness and my peace. And and
Mm-hmm.
and I
Mm-hmm.
don't care what people have to say about my business. I don't care what people have to say about my life. I care about the fact that I can get up every day happy, go to bed every day happy, and satisfied with the life that I've created for myself.
Wow. Cyrus, talk about spilling the tea. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for being vulnerable. Thank you so much for, again, letting us in to your world and also into your world of your new book, Inevitable. Guys, I know you're ready. I'm ready. Cyrus is getting ready to share with us just a short snippet, just enough to wet your whistle. I'm sure in Mississippi, the MI cricket letter I, cricket letter I, humpback I, Mississippi. He's gonna share a little bit of his book, Inevitable. And Cyrus, we are ready when you are, my friend. You can kind of set the scene for us or
Yeah.
set the stage,
Yeah.
and then you can start.
So this is actually how the book starts, Angela. And it
Mm-hmm.
starts with this as the prologue. I shouldn't even be alive. It
Mm-hmm.
feels strange in some ways to say that, but the truth is that if I had had my way, I would have been dead 30 years ago. Think about that. At the time, I was in a really dark space, not seeing any hope. I thought ending it all was the answer. What I have learned in those years since is that the true answer was realizing who I was created to be, not who I thought I was. My journey here has not been without difficulty. However, it's clear to me that at this point, that everything I've experienced has helped me better appreciate life and all that has happened to me over the years. I can look at the mirror today and say I doubt myself less, I trust myself more, and that I am truly happy. For years, I practiced a fake smile, knowing that I had to deliver that persona so that others wouldn't see what I was truly feeling. For the past 30 years, the smile and everything else you see is real. For those that have joined me on this path, I thank you. For those who have known me before I appeared in newspapers, on television, or radio, or built what is now the Conversations Media Group, I'm glad that you saw something that has kept you around. In my story, you will see that I am both the hero and the villain. I've been hurt,
Mm-hmm.
but I've also hurt others along the way. What I hope this book does is show that no matter where you are or what you might think of yourself, your story is not over.
Mm. Wow, Cyrus, thank you so much for sharing just a little bit of Inevitable. Guys, there you have it. He gave us just a snippet. We'll be putting in the comment sections in just a moment of how you can get your hands on a copy of this because that was just the prologue. That was just at the beginning. I know you want a little bit more. Cyrus, we are so appreciative for that. Now, Cyrus, I'm going to tell you, we're going to do like a 3-word association.
Okay?
And I want for you to share with me what's the first thing that comes to mind. All right.
Okay, now
So, first up is,
Angela, before you do that, you have to
uh-oh.
remember my mind's a little different.
Okay,
so,
now
so,
see,
so what our
y'all,
audience,
Cyrus like to cut up. Y'all see
yeah.
Cyrus like to
So
cut up.
what our
I'm
audience
trying
to
to
keep that in
behave.
mind.
Cyrus is cutting up.
So look, so if you hear chitterlings, pig feet, or sardines, you'll know it's Angela's fault. Go ahead, Angela.
Okay, now Cyrus, I'm from down south, but you on your own with the chitterlings, okay? I'll
What?
let you enjoy them, okay?
Okay.
So Cyrus, okay, here we go. Survivor, courage, transformation. Survivor, courage, transformation. What comes to mind?
Lion.
Okay.
Lion.
Next up, gifted, thriving, inevitable. Gifting, thriving, inevitable.
Well, me, of course.
Ooh, okay, Cyrus. All right, okay. Okay, now Cyrus, we're gonna switch gears. You
Okay.
know we have to play a round of this or that. I
Okay.
promise you there is no right or wrong answer, but it is all things according to the one and only Cyrus Webb. Okay, Cyrus, tell the people, are you morning person or a night owl? Morning person or night owl?
Morning, definitely.
Okay. Pen and paper kind of person or digital notes?
Pen
Pen
and
and
paper.
paper? Old school. There is something about writing out them interview questions, Cyrus, or writing and taking notes. See, we nerdy. We nerdy, Cyrus.
Exactly.
I love a good pen and paper. Okay. I love a good pen and paper. All right, Cyrus. Now, this one I am very interested in hearing your answer.
Okay.
Audiobook or podcast? Audiobook or podcast?
Podcast.
Okay. Okay. Now, Cyrus, this one is for the cafe. Are
Okay.
you team tea or are you team coffee?
Coffee.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, on that one.
Okay, so this is the nerdy side of me, Angela.
I love that. Oh, Cyrus,
I
you gotta
do a
show, yeah, how do
3-2.
you make your
I do
coffee?
a 3
Is
2
it
1.
black coffee? Is it cream? No,
Yeah,
3, 2, 1.
it is 3 teaspoons of sugar, three teaspoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons of creamer, 1 teaspoon of of coffee. I'm an instant coffee drinker.
Okay, y'all. Cyrus, he got it down to a science. Okay, this is the Cyrus Webb cup of Joe. Okay, Cyrus Webb cup of Joe. Cyrus, you're gonna probably have to go in the comments because I'm sure inquiring minds want to know how to make the Cyrus Webb cup of Joe. So you may have to share that with the readers as well. Oh my goodness. Cyrus, it has been amazing hanging out with you, my friend. I've
Thank you
had
so
just
much.
an amazing time. And before you share with us how we can get our hands on a copy of Inevitable, I want to ask you this question, my friend.
Yeah.
Okay. So, in writing Inevitable, did it feel more like a confession, healing, or empowerment, or all three?
All
So,
three.
did it feel like a confession, healing, or empowerment? All three. I love that. I love that. And this is your last question, Cyrus. Now that you have this book out there, Inevitable, what would your younger self say to your current self? If they've read or just thinking about what you put into the book Inevitable, what would the younger Cyrus say to your present day Cyrus?
Wow. We did all right.
Oh, I like that. You
Yeah.
are a survivor, Cyrus, and you did all right. I like that. I like that. This has been amazing, guys. I have got an opportunity to hang out with the Cyrus Webb and interview him and talk to him about the new book, Inevitable. Cyrus, I know this is one of the moments that they have been waiting for, my friend. Please share with us how can they get their hands on a copy of Inevitable?
Love it. Well, Angela, thank you again for sharing your platform with me. I really appreciate it. Thanks for all that you do. And I want to give you your flowers for a second and say, I appreciate so much, not only what you do for the literary community, but also in just reminding people about what's possible in life. So thank you so much for walking the walk and talking the talk and being the person that you are. They can go to cyruswebb.com. That's my link tree. And the Kindle edition is out now. There's an update that's coming to that this weekend. But if you go ahead and get it, the update will go ahead and kick in for you guys this weekend. The print edition is coming out December the 27th. But the Kindle edition is out now. And again, as I mentioned, with an update coming this weekend.
I love that. And Cyrus, us here at the cafe, we are, as the giveaway today, I am gifting an ebook copy of Inevitable. Cyrus, I'm going to get you to help me out, my friend. I'm going to go up and down the comment section. And if you will tell me when to stop, that person will be the winner of an ebook copy of Inevitable. All right,
Okay.
Cyrus, I am ready when you are. Let's was.
Stop.
Let's
Yeah,
see here.
yeah.
Okay.
You can stop.
Hold on, Cyrus. Okay, Cyrus, I'm gonna
Okay.
get you. And it was not doing what I needed to do.
Okay. Okay, you can stop.
Okay. And let's see. Actually, I had the Velma up, but I it was more you told me to stop. Hold
Okay.
on. More than likely has it. Hold on, Cyrus. We're gonna get it together. I'm gonna do it one more time. Okay, if I
No
can get
problem. No
this
problem.
to let's see. Okay, I'm gonna have to use my phone, but Cyrus, I'm going up and down the comment section. You tell me when to stop, my friend.
Okay. All right, stop.
Okay. Okay. On my phone, it says Ellen Ann Smith Sertif. If you will
Oh,
inbox me your
Ellen, yeah.
information, I will get you a copy. So, Ellen, congratulations. Thank you for joining us on today.
Thank you, Ellen.
Actually, I can, let's see, it may let me. There we are.
Yeah.
Congratulations
Yeah.
to Ellen. If you will inbox me, I'll make sure to get that over to you as well. Thank you so much for joining us on today. Cyrus, it has been amazing hanging out with you, my friend, on today.
Thank you
Please
so much.
share with us, how can we stay connected with you?
Well, again, cyruswebb.com is probably the best place. Angela, and again, that's my link tree. It has everything. But again, you'll see Inevitable there, but also everything else. And I'd love to give an exclusive for your audience too, Angela, as well. One of the things that is kicking off for us at the end of December is another show that I'm bringing to Amazon, and that show is called Cyrus Webb Reviews. So Cyrus Webb Reviews is my name on Instagram, but Cyrus Webb Reviews is going to be a show where I literally take you through products, give you reviews of them, and do live book reviews as well. So we'll be
Really?
doing book reviews, music reviews. We'll be doing product reviews, all under a brand new weekly show on Amazon called Cyrus Webb Reviews, and that's kicking off the end of this month.
See y'all. We get the tea here at the cafe, Cyrus. And thank you so much for sharing that information with us as well on today. And congratulations on your new book, Inevitable. We'll be putting in the comment section the links where they can get them a copy of this book. And guys, as Cyrus said, the ebook is available now, and then coming in December will be the paperback or the print copy of his book as well. Cyrus, thank you so much for joining me on today. And you know, I have to do this last thing, my friend. I have to allow you the last words of what you want to say to the people.
All right. Only thing I would say, Angela, is to realize that you don't have to wait to 2026 to start something new. Every day you can start now. I mean, every day, just like I wake up starting at zero, every day is a brand new opportunity. It's just up to us to take advantage of it.
I love that. Thank you so much, Cyrus, for hanging out with us today, guys. And there you have it. Cyrus Webb, his new book, Inevitable. Definitely make sure that you stay connected with him. Follow him on social media. Check out his Amazon live shows as well. And of course, get you a copy of Inevitable. And after you read it, guys, leave him a review. I know that Cyrus Webb will be so appreciative of that. And not only leave a review, but tell a friend to get them a copy of Inevitable. And not only that, one more thing, books make great gifts. And I'm sure Cyrus, he would love for you guys to bless someone with a copy of Inevitable for Christmas. That's our show on today, guys. As we always say, have an amazing day, because we're having an amazing day. And until next time, we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye.